Good morning, Rotarians. It's so great to see y'all. This club meeting is called to order. Shortly, I'll be sharing my screen and leading us through another fun presentation to direct the conversation. Periodically, I'll bring that screen share down so we can see each other's beautiful and friendly faces and engage in more dialogue. Family and friends are always welcome to join our club meetings, so don't hesitate to invite someone like maybe that local soda jerk. Feel free to speak out as you would in an in-person meeting, but if you're not using your microphone, please put yourself on mute, or maybe I'll do it at the cost of a club fine. Welcome everybody to our Fortuna Sunrise Rotary Club meeting for April 14th, 2021. That is volume 41 of my presidential year. We have an amazing, outstanding, superb, marvelous Rotary Club, and I am so thankful to be a part of it. And at this time, I'll bring that screen share down and we'll introduce any guests we have here. It looks like we've got Sarah, returning past exchange student from Belgium. Give Sarah a welcome there. She's also our program, so we'll be hearing more from her, but thanks for being here, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
And I see just the normal mix of outstanding Rotarians here, so we will keep moving forward. So normally at this time we would be doing a flag salute, but some of us may not be wearing pants because it's spring break. So why not a little bit of American history lesson? Did you know that on this day, April 14th, 1956, Ampex Corp demonstrated its first commercial videotape recorder, the VR1000, this was the first of Ampex's line with a 2-inch quadruplex videotape. Ross, you might remember this.
Yeah, we're still using it today.
CBS was one of the early TV companies to adopt the technology, which allowed a 1-hour-long program to be recorded on one reel of tape. One reel of tape cost $300, which is equivalent to $2,000 in the year 2000. So I'm sure it's went up since then. And a recorder for recording on this tape cost anywhere from about $75,000 to $100,000, which would be over $500,000 today. So.
Yeah, we had at Channel 6, it was formed in 1958, and we had a 1958 model, and it was still there when I was there. They were still using them all the way up into the early 80s.
Wow. And Ross came to our high school class last year and showed off all the different types of formats that they filmed on over the years. It's really fascinating. Gosh, that could be a program in the future. Maybe, I don't know. All right, well, let's keep going, shall we? Inspirational message. If you really want to receive joy and happiness, then serve others with all your heart. Lift their burden, and your own burden will be lighter. For the 4-way test, we'll pass it on to Assistant Governor and awesome Rotarian, Frank Ramos. Frank.
Thanks, Simon. So the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
That's right. Yes, excellent. Thank you so much, Frank. And hey, if I can go to the next slide. Announcements today, we've got a district training assembly. It's now free and it's this weekend. It's April 16th and 17th. What are we going to put on the event slide after that? I don't know. Maybe our major fundraiser, sure. But if you haven't signed up, there's still time to do so. It is free now. You just go on line. There should be a personalized email. You probably have received 3 or 4 of them from the district. Click on that, register, and you can enjoy those 2 days of learning and fellowship and building relationships and all that good stuff. So,
hey, Simon, if I may, just
yeah,
a little bit on this, so people don't think it's 2 full days. It's only 2 hours on Friday evening and only 3 hours on Saturday morning. So it's only 5 hours total between the 2 days. Okay, so Friday night, 2 hours. I think it's from 5:45 to 7:45, and it's more of a get together online mixer sort of thing. And then with some speakers, and then Saturday, I believe it's from 9 or from 8:30 to 11:30. So it's only a total of 5 hours between the 2 days.
Okay.
Frank, do you know if they're going to resend a link out? They don't even have a link yet. do they?
I haven't seen a link yet. I haven't seen a link yet.
And Frank, can you also drop in, say you have some commitments Friday night during the mixture, you could come in just for a short time on Friday, Saturday as well?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And the speakers are going to be incoming RI president, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name right now. Shekhar Mehta from India, and also President-elect nominee Jennifer Jones from who's the first female woman RI president. She's also going to be speaking, but I'm sure that their sessions are pre-recorded, and there's going to be a link to a Vimeo video. So you know it's not like Zoom. You just click on that, and those will probably be available even after the sessions, but I'm not sure on that. So just want to remind everybody that it's not a full 2 days, just in case you didn't want to make that kind of commitment. But good question too, Simon. I think you're also able to jump in and out. There's going to be some breakout sessions. So
I was wondering, I got something, I think, from Kathy Flamson about Youth Exchange. Are they doing like breakout sessions for certain groups like that?
Yeah, on Saturday, there's going to be a breakout session, one of the breakout sessions specifically on Youth Exchange. You know, they want to bring that back for 2020, 2023, since it's canceled for next year too. So if anybody's interested in Youth Exchange, Saturday, there's a breakout session specifically on that.
Yeah, and thanks for bringing that up, Frank, because I don't think we've made that announcement to the club like publicly. You know, stakeholders have probably heard already, but yeah, unfortunately, they have pulled the plug on Youth Exchange for this upcoming year. So our candidate who was going to go last year or this year, that was going to go the following year or this coming season, is not able to do it, Ashlyn Gurney, but she does qualify for a gap year. So if she is still interested, there's a possibility that we might be able to send her, because she will be younger than 18 and a half when the following August comes. So anyway, more on that later. Thank you so much, Frank. And anybody else, any announcements, other events that are happening? Okay. Well, the one that we should all know about, let's see, is that we're getting fired up, right? So what are we all fired up about? Our club's decided that that the local Fortuna Volunteer Fire Department is who we are going to focus all of our funds instead of building up our club's coffers. Thank you to past presidents that have got us into a great financial situation to deal with such things. So how do we raise these funds? And we're looking at a pickup dinner coupled together with a virtual event, online bingo, and just fun times. And that'll be Saturday, May 22nd. Simultaneously, we'll be doing a non-perishable food drive for our friends at Food for People. And the food will be prepared, distributed at the Fortuna Volunteer Fire Department right here in Fortuna, with the help of our local fire department. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have tri-tip dinner. We're going to have baked beans, salad. Goodness, help me out here if I'm missing any of the goodies that we'll also serve there. Maybe some dessert. And yeah, auction and sponsor committees are out hitting the pavement. Thank you so much to everybody involved. And we're having a marketing meeting tonight at 7 o'clock, talk about the presentation and how we want to market this event. Flyers will be going out in the streets this week. And if there's anything anybody wants to, I don't know, if you're on a committee and if there's something pressing that you'd like to get to the bunch of us, good time to do it would be now, or we can keep moving.
So President Simon, if I can jump in for just a second.
You betcha. Thank you.
One of the,
oh, you're muted.
there we go. So one of the auction items that I suggested is what's called a garden closet. It's a small structure that can be put right in your garden area, that you can put tools like long handle tools. I don't want to say herbicides, but herbicides and chemicals and fertilizers and that kind of stuff. And I volunteered to make it. But I am not like the greatest woodsmith in the world, not like Mr. Woodwright on PBS. So, but I have made similar things before, larger. But if there's anybody that would like to partner up with me on this, please raise your hand. And if anybody has like some like leftover building materials, I've got some like old shingles from when our house was made, any siding or 2x4s. Lumber's really expensive right now. And or does anybody have an in with for Busco, because they're kind of who I'm thinking about going to get a donation of materials from.
Good
You
question.
may respond now.
Yeah, anybody want to help Don out with this garden shed idea? Oh,
Hey, Don, do you have a material list?
I have not developed one yet.
Let me know what it is when you get it. I got a bunch of wood around here.
Okay. All right. Thank
Don,
you,
I could be your material witness.
Thank you, Ross. I don't think that will be necessary, however, unless a crime is committed.
I could be your material girl.
seems like we're all living in a material world.
Okay, I am definitely taking Aaron up on that, though. Ross, you're out. Aaron, you are in.
Don, I used to do some marketing work with for Busco. It was a long time ago, but I know Craig Berry kind of sort of. So if you did need somebody to walk down to Fort Busco with you that was a friendly face, I might be able to do so.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Well, we also do a program called Backpacks for Kids. It's a partnership with Food for People. This week is spring break though, so it is off. You're off the hook. But next week, April 21st, we have Buster and Lori Garrison, Jeannie Weiss, and Sharon Benda. Speaking of Steve, I see you out there hanging out with Rick Center. You guys look like you're spring breaking together, maybe. What's going on?
It's just the background we've got developed, you know.
It's one of those virtual backgrounds.
Background, yeah. Yeah, here's where we're staying right there.
Right. I think we need to refer, is it the truth?
Yeah. I think I witnessed 2 lives right there.
I never saw the word.
President Simon, I want to point out that Heck Wood's virtual background, the leaves were moving in it a little while ago.
Oh yeah. There's people walking around. I guess.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now's a good time as any. That seems like a couple of us are not in Humboldt County anymore, Toto. So do fess up. We'll start with Heck. How about Heck? I'll let Steve and Rick chill there for a little bit. They'll sidebar. Heck, what's going on, man? Where are you at?
Spring break. I don't want to stand up because, like you talked about, what this lower half of the clothes might be. I mean, this is spring break, and even if it's a kindergartner spring break, don't we have to all celebrate spring breaks? Totally. Even if it's the kindergartner spring break.
All the juice boxes little Eli can drink, huh?
Yeah. So
where you at? KOA Camp Brown, Napa Valley. What?
Well, it wasn't that long ago, Kurt and we had a debate on this Rotary Zoom about size of RVs between Kurt Wise and us. So we decided we'd take ours for a road trip. So let's see here. What can I show you? So take a little guess when I turn it back around there. You see the mountains there with the sun shining on them?
Oh, look at that. Maybe Utah or something like that.
Yeah, Red Rocks area.
We are in Moab, Utah.
Moab, Utah. Beautiful. How's the weather?
We went right today. It's pretty nice. I'm in shirt sleeves this morning. Let's see, how can I? There. So we drove out here the last few days. We were national parking. So we hit Great Basin National Park on the way out here. And yesterday we went to Canyonlands National Park, and today we're going to go to Arches. And we'll go down to Bryce and Zion, and someday we might come back to Fortuna. We'll see.
Cool. Sounds beautiful. Now, is there any like, I don't know, manual labor that you could put Eli up to? I mean, is there any opportunities for him to get out there in the workforce while you're?
Well, he's working on his chef skills. So he is my sous chef when it comes to making meals.
Nice, nice.
He's pretty good at last night. We had some seafood, and he was pretty good at seasoning everything up.
Yeah, you think you can get any photos of that? Him in the action, like seasoning a tri-tip or something like that?
There are plenty, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But you haven't let me share my screen, so I'm not the program today, so you don't want to have to worry about that today.
Totally. Well, it was such a beautiful, trip. Heck, that's got to be worth the fortune, but we're going to let you off easy. How about $10?
He is in the Century Club.
Holy moly.
Thank you, Simon.
Heck, who are you going to pass this $10 on to, or do you want to just be extra special and put it towards polio or something like that?
Oh, no, I'll gladly pass it on.
Okay. Well, look at this cast of characters you have here to pass it on to. Anybody, Ross, maybe some suggestions, people that are.
Steve Garrison.
Okay. Oh, well, hey, Steve, speaking of you, heck, thank you. Steve, let's bring it back to you out there, wherever you are. It looks like you just got $10 added to whatever I was going to charge you. What's going on? You and Rick are out there. You're sleeping in the dollhouse.
Hello?
Hello. Is that a dogwood tree behind you? Ooh. There must be a nice groundskeeper there. Oh,
there's a little tent right over here, about a block away that we're staying in. We're roughing it, you know.
I like how everybody from the club is like quizzing me on where they are by panning the video camera around. It's like extra pressure here. I have no clue where you guys are at. Where it looks beautiful.
I think I saw a western sycamore in the trees back there. So they're somewhere in the western United States.
Okay.
Oh, good one, Don. Good one.
Hey,
Don, I love you, but I think you should get fined just for being a nerd for knowing that.
I love that. I love that. Well, western sycamore. Well, you know what? I think I'll hit Dawn with the $5 fine because she called him a nerd.
Don, you are in the Century Club.
In the Century Club? Oh man.
It's all piling on Garrison right now. All of it.
And he has a lot to get. He has a lot to get to the Century Club.
Steve, you better fess up to where you're at. I mean, it's just the fines are going up. We're at $15 easy right now.
We're 145 Copper Cliffs Drive.
Okay, can you give me a code with that?
We're on a state that begins and ends in A.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Let's see.
Rock area.
Sedona.
Alaska.
That's my guess.
We got more red rocks than heck right now, I'll bet you.
Arkansas.
We are in Sedona, Arizona.
Yeah, Sedona, Arizona. Let's see. So it looks something like this, I think, right? Maybe.
Boy, he's fast.
Yeah.
We have a track on this?
I think we did.
Well, goodness. Okay, we're at $15. We couldn't. It took a while to
move on to the program. That's enough.
So, all right. How about we just make it 20, Steve? Call it good. And Rick.
Good.
What? Rick, you had something to say there.
No, sir, I'm in the Century Club.
All right. Well then. It would be easily another $5 for you. So how about Steve 25?
I'll pass it to Steve.
Oh, we're used to it.
Not with you.
Are we getting Steve a little closer to that Century Club?
Oh yeah, he started off needing he started off needing $40, so he's getting closer.
He's getting close.
Hey,
Okay.
put me there. Let's get it over with. Put me there.
Rip
You're
the
in.
Band-Aid off. He says, "All right, everybody, we got somebody in the Century Club." Woo! All right, let's get back to business here. So, being an art educator, every week I am introducing an artist for people to take a look at, have dialogue. I explain a little bit about their work, and then at the end, I quiz one of the Rotarians in our group to critique and talk about the work themselves. And it's been a lot of fun. So let's do it again. Why not? This week we're looking at the artwork of Paco Pomet. All right, here we got a little photo of him in the studio, just about to do some artwork. How cool. So intersecting his Spanish heritage of surrealist, dreamlike landscapes with the biting grit of Dada's pointed parody, Paco Pomet's distinctive paintings and fierce wit unearth a nostalgic satire rich with the missteps in human history. Pomet grew up between the city of Granada, where he was born in 1971, and a small village of Cordoba, where it was his father's hometown. As Pomet himself explains, his paintings hold a distinctive Iberian sensitivity. The cynicism in his work exposing a historical residue of a totalitarian Franco regime that meant fatalism was an ingredient almost omnipresent in our culture. In post-Franco Spain, Pomet's traditional art education at the University of Granada focused on landscapes, portraits, and still life. So you can see that he kept his portraits and his landscapes, his still life practices in place, but yet has subverted them. I love this picture of the family there, and you've got this matriarch of the family with a halo kind of casting this yellow light upon the other family members there on the right. And on the left, we have this really, and I like the juxtaposition of these two art pieces, because you've got one with warm colors, right? Your yellows and tans, and then the other one cool colors, right? All those shades of blue. I love how it's this almost monochromatic vibe or duochromatic vibe with the blues and whites. And then you've got the moon kind of stepping through the door there. That's almost kind of cartoony at the bottom. Big pot hung from the wall. Just very, I don't know, turn of the century there. It's beautiful. Anyway, let's go a little deeper. Oh, looks like I didn't update the caption there. Oh, you'll forgive me. So these two pieces are from his newest art exhibition that he's doing. It's called Beginnings. I think it's just featured in a gallery right now. I can't remember what, but anyway, you'll forgive me also on that.
I love that.
Seduced by the idea of approaching this body of work with a vision of commencement instead of a closing one, Beginnings is the artist's response to the profound awareness, finitude, limitations, uncertainty, and precariousness in the times of the global pandemic. A focus on suggesting a narrative that led towards or will revolve from a certain scene is one of the main qualities of Pomet's unique visual language. By collaging and blending non-related imagery with different times, sources, contexts, he's creating a seemingly rational realities in which our experiences and logic are both irrelevant and crucial. Capable of capturing the attention of the viewer only to leave it stranded in an unknown environment. These nostalgic visuals are jump-starting our imagination as we start to conceptualize possible connecting scenarios. And yeah, we've got, it looks like maybe an old schoolhouse there in the upper right-hand corner, and they're all watching kind of an atomic bomb explosion. And on the left-hand side, it's, maybe they're going through like seeds or something like that on a table, I guess would be the original. I'm not sure what they were originally doing on that tabletop, but we've got this sunset or sunrise coming up over the ocean there. Beautiful. I love the play too of desaturated with some areas of spot saturation or color, spot color in there. Okay, and at this time, I will show the last piece, and we'll call on a Rotarian to critique, discuss, and interpret. And this morning, we're going to call on Jeff Nelson. It's been a little bit since I had you play this game. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but we can't do this because there's no red in it.
There is no red, but let's make some observations about color since we're talking about red.
About color?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much black and white on my screen.
Okay, you see any, maybe just a little pop of color in there? Look close.
Look close. Maybe a stray leaf on the below her left shoulder.
Yeah, a little stray leaf there. Maybe it's a little hard to see on your screen, but she's actually like embracing a little log in her hands like a baby.
Yeah, that my screen is evidently a little too small.
Somebody needs to get him a better resolution on his screen. Do you see anything else there that's kind of interesting and unique?
Interesting, and well, obviously the hat on the fence post. I'm not sure what it's supposed to symbolize, but maybe a lost companion or.
Yeah, the piece is called At the Camp. So, and once again, she's holding a log in her hand, and the fence post is a wooden fence post. If you look really closely, the fence post may have some arms on it.
The limb coming off to one side and hanging over the top strand of barbed wire. So apparently that's her companion.
Yeah.
I would, and my initial reaction was when you popped this up was one of kind of loneliness. And if she's having to hang out with a fence post, maybe there's something to that. Yeah.
Place of loneliness. Anybody else want to chime in there? Help Jeff out? Anybody see maybe a pop culture reference? Wow.
Well, the way
I'm feeling like it's Pretty Wally.
Pretty Wally?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Remember? Movie with the boot and the one little leaf.
Wally. Oh, no. I'm not familiar. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's Jack's favorite movie of all time. It's Wally, when everything's apocalyptic and our Earth is completely gone into absolute demise, and the only thing left is this one leaf that he puts in a boot and carries around. It's pretty awesome.
I'll have to check it out. That sounds amazing. What about you, Dawn? I heard the other Jewett, sorry. One of the other Dawn.
The fact that she's holding a little log in her arms and standing next to a fence post with a hat on it and kind of a pseudo arm draped over the barbed wire is kind of suggests to me that there might be a little hanky-panky going on between her and the fence post, but that's kind of weird. So
yeah,
that's just wrong right there.
Wrong.
Yeah,
I so agree.
So
and I think, Simon, if you look closely, there's also a limb, if you will, an arm over her right shoulder.
Correct.
Good eye, Sean. Good eye.
Good observation.
Actually, she is on vacation in Sedona, Arizona, and that's a photo op with a stand-up character, and she just popped in there to have her picture taken with it.
Sure.
Or she's got an extensive family tree.
Oh. All right.
Simon, can you just find me and get this over with?
You bet. Jeff, $10. How about that?
How close to the Century Club am I?
You're already in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Jeff, you gonna pass it along to somebody?
I'll put it to polio.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Now, I think it's interesting that none of us have addressed the elephant in the room, which is the green leaf over her heart.
I think it's like new life.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like a baby. The reference I was looking for, pop culture reference, I know it's a little old, but Twin Peaks. Anybody remember Log Lady? She was always holding a log in the diner. She was kind of, no? Okay. Nobody watched Twin Peaks except me, I guess. So anyway, it's like Log Lady's husband or something. Who knows? Okay, one last thing before we hand it over to our program, and I promise I'll keep it real short. Each week we are recognizing some Rotarian from our club. Oh no, I need to add Sapper to this gallery here. Sometimes I'm drawing you and sometimes I'm doing some little quippy, jokey, Photoshoppy thing. I heard about a new product out at the stores. They might actually carry this at grocery outlet. I'm not totally sure, but has anybody tasted Herb Colby cheese? Huh? Herb Colby. Can you tell us about this premium natural cheese? What do you have to say for yourself? I hear it's natural, lactose free. Is that true?
Colby
It's really
cheese is one of the best
remarkably
cheeses on the market. Mild,
remarkably
smooth,
perfect.
fantastic.
Mild, smooth. It says mild and mellow, but it also says that it's remarkably nibble perfect. What do you have?
Well,
to
of course it's nibble perfect.
Which is what Karen also says.
Oh boy. Oh.
Isn't it pronounced herb? The H is silent.
Well, that's it. You know, I mean, I'm a spicy person, but Colby cheese is not spicy. It is very, very mild and smooth,
Well,
like me.
So it's the combination of spicy meets mild, right? The cross.
It is indeed.
What do you have to say about this cheese product here? I mean,
I'd buy it.
You'd buy it. How much would you buy it for?
Oh, at least $5.
At least $5. Well, you put 2 of those in your cart. How about 10 for you, my friend?
I can do it.
Thank you, sir. All right. And at this time, I will pass it over to our, hey, let's zoom in on Herb's face there. I will pass it over to our program chair, Aaron Dunn, who will introduce this week's program. Aaron.
Good morning. Thank you, President Simon. So excited to have with us all the way. She does get the travel the farthest, even though we have people in other states. And we're just so excited to have you, Sarah. Sarah, our former exchange student who is going to tell us what's been happening since she left Fortuna. Sarah, take it away.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Simon and Aaron. And I have a little PowerPoint presentation if I can share it.
Yes, you can. You should have the option. Green button.
Let me know when you can see it.
We can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it's been 5 years and not many things have changed, but some have, like me wearing glasses and Simon's hair. So for those who don't know me, I come from Belgium and I was sponsored by District 1620. And Belgium, if you don't know, is a tiny country with, I don't know if you can see my the mouse here. Yeah, it's a tiny country with a border with France, the Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, and it's right across the UK. So its location is pretty convenient because we're just hours away from big cities. And I also live on the border of France, right here in a town called Moucron. And so that means I can cross the border whenever I want to, without a visa, without a passport, whether it be for traveling, to go shopping, to go see my family, because most of my family comes from France. I was myself born in France and I have the dual citizenship. So it has its perks because I can now vote in both countries. I can get better health care. I can also study in both countries without having the foreign student status and then pay less. So it's pretty cool. So now let's talk a little bit about life before exchange. I first began to get interested into doing an exchange in my junior year of high school. But at the time, I wasn't really sure which organization to choose. And my neighbor, who is a Rotarian, told me about Rotary. He told me about the youth exchange program and put me in contact with the coordinator. And at the time, I was very shy and absolutely not confident at all. And some of you might remember it. and remember how shy I was, especially in the beginning of my exchange. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to go on exchange. I've always been very smothered by my parents. They always protected me. They were very strict. And well, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because thanks to that, I was very focused on my schoolwork. I got good grades, and now I'm doing good in school because of that. But I did develop this shyness and tendency to anxiety with public speaking and with being in a foreign environment. So in my junior year, I realized that, and I decided I wanted to challenge myself and get out of my comfort zone. So I thought, well, what a better way to do that than living a year abroad? And the way that Rotary and the exchange program worked seemed perfect to me, because I would live with 3 families, meaning that I would constantly need to adapt to their new way of life, and I would be able to meet many people, to learn and experience so much more. And I was just really curious about the whole world. But of course, I was also very nervous about it. And this is why I asked to go to the US, because having seen a lot of American movies and stuff, it felt like I already knew a little how things worked here. I thought it was a country that was pretty similar to mine in terms of the way of life and values, so I wasn't too scared. I thought it would be a big change, but not too much of a big change either, you know? So I came to the US, and it honestly was 10 times better than I ever expected. I got so many opportunities to meet people, for also for traveling, for making friends, and just living at the fullest. And I had 3 very different and lovely families. The first one was Lisa and Leonard Whitchurch, who is a member of the Noon Club. And they were absolutely adorable with me. They took me on their trip to Ruth Lake, to San Diego, to Hawaii, as if I was their own daughter. They also let me adapt to this new country without pressuring me, and they would at the same time try to have me speak with them, because at the beginning I would not speak too much because I was afraid of making mistakes, or not being able to find the right word, or also being too much of a burden for them. So they did play a big role in me opening up and being less afraid of this foreign and new environment. Then I went on to live with Kara and Greg Mousman, and they have 2 kids, Dylan and Jasmine, who are now in college. And getting to live with a brother and a sister of my age was a very different experience from the one I had before. They had a big role in me making new friends and participating as much as possible in the school's activities. They introduced me to their friends. They took me with them on their get-togethers. Also, Dylan being a baseball player for Fortuna High's varsity team. Well, I got to attend some of his game, and then I also played softball with Jasmine at the school. So they really were the ones who showed me what life was like as a true American high school student. And then my last host family was Brenna Russ and Leonard Lunn, who live in Ferndale. And Leonard, he used to be a cop, and Brenna is now a teacher at Fortuna Middle School. And having lived for a few months in Fortuna, I found it really interesting to change things up and go live in Ferndale, because it's such a beautiful town, and like I absolutely loved going on walks in the neighborhood. Also, I had already traveled to Hawaii, Washington State, Oregon, and through California with my previous families, and Brenna and Lenny, they took me to discover more of the local region with Fern Canyon, Honeydew, Patrick's Point, Strawberry Rock, Redding, Shasta Lake, and all that stuff. So that was nice. And I'm still a lot in contact with them. Every few months we do a video call and we catch up. I'm also going to show you my Rotary jacket. I still have it. So I'm not wearing it because it is so heavy, like you can't imagine. It has a lot of pins and this also in the back. It has the humble sheriff thing. I'm not sure it's legal, but it's there. So yeah, overall, I gained lifelong friendships, cherishable memories, and life-changing experiences. I also gained a lot of maturity, independence, but also confidence. And I can feel that I'm not so afraid anymore to seek discomfort or to find myself in a new situation. I learned to manage my stress and anxiety, and I can feel right now, I'm still stressed, nervous, but I can feel much more at ease with public speaking and also leadership. So yeah, and having had the chance to discover the way of life in the US, I became much more curious about other cultures, and now I'm always wanting to travel more. And finally, I met some friends for life. For example, after the exchange, I went to Sweden to visit Sophia, who was an inbound in Arcata, and she came to visit me a couple of times too. Edina from Hungary also came to visit, and you probably recognize Emma. She came to see me when she was on exchange in Denmark, and she went through Belgium for a school trip. So she stopped in Brussels, and we met up with Dale, who was also an inbound in Belgium from District 5130. So yeah, you can see pictures with Simon and Diana, and a picture that Simon took probably after the Western Safari trip, I guess, something like that. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more about what happened after I came back. So I signed up for college at UC Louvain, and I've been studying there now and living on campus for 5 years. And I graduated with a bachelor's degree in English and Spanish last year. And I really love what I studied, but I decided I wanted to keep going and switch languages. And this is why I am now pursuing a master's degree in French and Latin. Now, usually you can't really switch languages like that when you go on pursuing a master's degree, because it's a continuity, so you have to keep the same languages that you took in your bachelor's. But if you really want to do that, you have to take 1 more year before your master's to catch up on all the classes that you missed. But I didn't want to lose 1 year. So my counselor and academic committee, they agreed to condense those 3 years I should have done to get my master's into 2 years so that I can graduate early. And so I'm doing that. It's intense. And I also took a minor in publishing, and I will have to do an internship as an assistant publisher next semester. So I'm really looking forward to that too. Other than that, after participating to events with Rotary and after volunteering, I really wanted to get involved in something bigger than myself and something meaningful and not just studying. So I try to find a Rotaract club, but there aren't many in Belgium and there isn't anywhere I study. So I decided instead to join a student organization. So I'm going to say a little about that. So you have to know that there are more than 50 small organizations, student organizations across campus. And I chose to try one, and it was La Moucronoise. And there are 3 types of student organizations in Belgium. The ones that reunite students around a common project, the ones that reunite students from the same department of studies, and the ones that reunite students who are originally from the same town or area. And I chose one of the latest. So La Moucronoise gets its name from Moucron, which is the name of my hometown. So when new students from my hometown come to university and don't know anyone, they come to us and we welcome them. We give them a tour of the city, and well, we offer them to join us if they would like. But all year round, we also organize events for the university town or for our hometown. And each of our 30 members is assigned its own set of events to organize. And it's pretty fun. Like, for example, in the 4 years that I've been there, I've had the opportunity to organize formal dinners, an exhibit, and a conference about a famous children's book. And we had guest speakers from the publishing company coming in and speaking. Every February, we also do a big carnival throughout the city and put on a show for the children. Like on this picture on the left here and on the right, it was on during the carnival. So you can see us parading through the city with our costumes, and then we stop. We do the show for the children where there's acting, dancing, singing, and we try to involve the children in the show as much as possible because they love it. Each year we also participate in a historical parade in my hometown, and then we reenact the parade and activities on campus. Like on this picture here in the middle, we got the costume from the town hall and we cooked and sold regional food. And then we gave the profit to an organization that helps the disabled. We do some things like that sometimes, like we volunteer also at a yearly festival that raises money for sick children. And yeah, so we do a lot of different things. And through this nonprofit organization and our events, we get to meet a lot of officials from the university board, deputies from my hometown, and even the king and the queen on their annual visits. And well, by the way, you can see right here a crown right above the organization's arm of coat of arms, right? And it's actually, it means that the king awarded the organization the title of royal, meaning that it is recognized by the monarchy for its merits. But it's actually more of a symbol and an honor than anything else, but it's pretty cool. And so I'm telling you all this because this year I'm holding the position of treasurer for the organization. And because of COVID, it was quite a challenge to find the necessary funding to put together our events, of course. Some of our regular sponsors could not afford to support us anymore. And also most of our budget comes from the parties that we organize for the students, and which we then reinvest into the community. But since we couldn't organize anything for the students this year, we had to be on a low budget for a few activities that were allowed to take place, but we managed. And finally, you can see that we're wearing some weird hats, and it's actually called a calotte, and it's extremely complicated. I don't have enough time to tell you all about it, but it's pretty much a traditional hat that students have been wearing since the 19th century. We don't wear them on a daily basis, like for going to class, but we do for social events, like get-togethers, but also for official business. For example, I had mine on when I met the king and the queen. So I'm showing you mine because it's pretty cool. It has pins just like the Rotary jacket. And you need to know that every hat is unique to its owner. The pins and their position on the hat are telling the owner's background and personality and academic journey. For example, it says here UCL, and it's the name of my university. Then it says MSc, it's the name of my organization. Here, the red star means that I went on exchange, and the flag says where in the US. And then the other stars are saying how many years I've been in university and what positions I held in the organization. And then on this side here and here are the pins that that people offer you. Here it symbolizes friendship, and here it says your personality. So when you meet other students who have it like on your head like that, and they can pretty much look at the pins, look at where they're located, and they can know who you are just by looking at it. And we actually call it, we say reading the calotte, because it tells a story, and you read that story that it tells. So yeah, that's the basics of it. So now what's next? Well, I'm mostly thinking about graduating because, as I said, I condensed my 3 remaining years in college into 2 years. So I'm really focused on passing my classes and getting my master's degree with good grades. And then, of course, I would love to get the chance to travel some more, hopefully come back to the US when COVID is gone and we can all travel again. And then after I graduate, I will probably be entering the job market and look for a position in publishing. But with my degree, I can also work wherever my language skills are needed. And I can even become a teacher if I do a training program. But I'm not entirely sure about my plan yet. I've always been so interested in history and cultures, and I'm considering further studies in archaeology, which is something I've always wanted to do, but never dared to, because the job opportunities in archaeology are not that high. You don't have many job opportunities. So I'm still debating what to do next, but I guess the future will tell us. And so that is it for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Thank you also for the opportunities and the opportunity that you gave me by hosting my exchange. And I'm looking forward to come back to visit and eat a breakfast burrito from Hot Brew with all of you.
Thank you, Sarah. We're also missing the breakfast burritos at Hot Brew. Any questions for Sarah? All right. Cool. Let's see. Oh, and Diana Rios is here too. She rolled in. I've got, this is kind of a random story, but
go for archaeology.
I got a Sarah story here, and this is more just, it made me feel like an awesome chaperone. But we're going down the Grand Canyon all the way to the Colorado River. It's this gnarly hike all day, and we get to this stretch, and it's just steep, and there's not a lot of traction. And Sarah just slips and falls and cuts open her knee, and she's bleeding. And I got to be there like, I've got a first aid kit. And so we cleaned up her laceration and put some bandages on it, got her back walking, and we hiked all the way down to the bottom of the river and back. And I don't know, it was just a moment where I felt like I got to help out, and also I don't know, it's one of those trips where when you do it together, hike down there together, it's such an accomplishing feeling, Oh, looks like Dennis Scott here is trying to screen share. Let's see. I'm gonna stop your share there, Dennis. I'm thinking you don't want to do that there. Hey, there we go.
I still have that scar from falling in the Grand Canyon. Yeah.
Scars that you'll remember forever.
It's a good memory. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Western Safari is definitely one of those moments. And
Mhm.
although we didn't host you, we definitely felt like you were one of our kids in a lot of ways too. So it's nice. I know Diana keeps up with you a little bit more than I do, but you've always got a home here in Humboldt County for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really hoping I'll get to come back. I was supposed to come back last summer, but my plane got canceled, of course. So I'm still waiting on a refund also. And then I'll get money to come back and visit.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Sarah. It was great to catch up in here, and it sounds like you're doing outstanding. And so how many languages is that? That four? How many languages you got now?
Well, there's French, English, Spanish. I'm learning Italian. I also know a little bit of Dutch, a little bit of Belgian Sign Language, and Ancient Greek and Latin. So 8, but not all of them are fluent.
More fluent than probably most of the club members here. Holy moly, that's amazing. How yeah, I love it. I love it. So cool that you can speak with so many different people in this world.
Yeah, that's
good stuff.
With all of those languages, were you able to order coffee in Ferndale?
To order what?
Coffee in Ferndale.
Well, you know what? I don't like chocolate, and I don't like coffee either. I don't like anything.
Sarah,
it feels like it.
Are you admitting that you're a picky eater?
Yes, I am.
Except French fries.
Except French fries.
Because they're made in France.
Yeah. No.
I know. I know. I remember that.
Yeah.
And
I did a presentation on that.
Yeah.
And also the statue that pees. That's the other right? Isn't that the like one of your landmarks there in Belgium?
The little guy that pees, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's something to be proud about, but yeah.
I don't know. I think that's pretty fantastic. Maybe that's what we need in Fortuna, a statue that pees. You know? People travel from all over the world to see it.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're getting close to 8. So Sarah, thank you so much. We'll do a raffle and then we'll get you all out of here, okay? So untold fortunes could be won today, or Ross?
$80. 80.
I'm gonna dip into this plastic mayonnaise jar that's been spray painted for a ticket. Let's see, who's it gonna be? They're not here. Penny for Joe. She's still around? I think she is. Yes, Penny. There we go. Okay. And the ball. Could you win? Oh, no. It's just pay $5.
Okay.
Sorry, Penny, but thank you. All right. Anybody else before we part ways this morning? Any last announcements? Okay. Sarah, thank you so very much for coming and speaking. You're always welcome. Same time, same link, as long as I'm doing this, which will be at the end of June. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. And Rotarians, have a marvelous Rotary Day. We'll see you soon. This club meeting is adjourned.